Hi everybody. We're working our way through winter, and doing that usually makes us start having garden fever, and we start pouring through seed catalogs and we start dragging out all of our old seed to see what we have so that we can know what to order. And today I want to talk to you about checking the germination rate of your old seeds. And now when you buy seeds from a lot of states, they are required by law to check the germination rate and to post the germination rate of the seeds that they sell. And I buy a lot of seeds from Morgan County. Morgan County Seeds is what it's called. It's that store down by Versailles. It's Mennonite owned, and they always have on here the germination rate of any seed. But as years go by, that germination rate lowers. Now, I'm pretty sure that any seed company, if they have a lot of seeds left over at the end of the year, they're not going to throw those seeds away. They're probably going to save those seeds for next year, check the germination rate again, and if it's still good enough, then they're going to sell those seeds. For instance, I have some carrot seeds right here. I just bought them this year, so I know they're fresh because I know carrot seeds don't keep very well from one year to the next. So I'm pretty sure they will bring in fresh carrot seeds. But if I look at my seed packet right here, it tells me that the germination rate on these carrot seeds is only 82%. So that seems pretty low to me. But whenever you see a low germination rate, you know that you need to sow them a little bit heavier, because there's going to be several of them that just don't turn into a plant. They don't germinate. There are some states that don't require that the seed companies test their own germination rates of the seeds they sell. One company that I buy from in, I think it's South Carolina, I noticed that on their seed packages they don't have a germination rate, and I called them and they said, well, we're not required to do that in our state. But I know in Missouri it is required by anybody who packages up seeds to test the germination rate and to tell you by writing it on the packet what that germination rate is. But what I'm really wanting to talk to you about today is testing the germination rate of the seeds you already have that have 1, 2, 5, 10 years worth of age on them, because the viability of them decreases as the time goes by. And I'm going to show you a good way to test that germination rate. What I suggest that you need to do that is as simple as a dinner plate, some paper towels or tissue of some kind, something that is pretty lightweight but can hold some moisture. And of course some water, and then some plastic wrap to cover the whole thing. And then I think a marker to help you write down on your paper towel what's in there so you can remember, unless you just know what the seeds look like. So I'm using the paper towels that are smaller, and I suggest if yours are bigger, cut them in half so you don't have to use it as much. In fact, if you were really frugal, you could cut this in half probably and still have enough. What I'm going to do is fold this in thirds, and I'm going to test some bean seeds that we've had around here for several years. Actually, I already did test these, so I'm just demonstrating here, because we've had these bean seeds sitting in an uncontrolled situation probably for 3 years anyway, and I want to test them. So what I'm going to do is lay down 5 of these seeds. I suggest maybe 5 to 10 seeds. I'm going to lay them down along the crease that I folded there, and then I will fold that across there and fold it again. And if you want to, you can fold it like this again. It depends on how many types of seeds you want to do, how much room you want to take up on your plate. And then I'm going to write with my marker on here beans. And these are jade green beans, so I'll write beans and then jade. And then I'm going to take some water and just make this damp. It doesn't need to be drenched, it just needs to be damp, and the paper towel is going to soak up some water. You don't want it to sit in water, you just want this to stay damp. And so however many seeds you feel like you need to test, you can put in this plate. Now let me tell you the reason I think you should test them is because gardening is a lot of work, and it's better to take your chances of testing them in here and see failure than to take some seeds that are questionable to you out to your garden, do all the work of that, plant them in there, and then end up with nothing or a very poor germination rate. So it's just smarter in the long run to test your seeds if they're questionable. Now after I get my seeds in my plate, I will take a piece of plastic wrap and just stretch it across there. That is so that the seeds won't dry out as fast. And that you really ought to check them about every day to see if they're still wet, and if they're not, dampen them a little bit. And here's another thing, that find the warmest place in your house that you can put these. Preferably from 80 to 85 degrees. I don't know if that would be on top of your refrigerator or near a wood stove if you heat with wood, or near your range if you keep pilot lights going all the time, but just someplace that's the warmest place in your house. And another thing that you need to do when you choose the seeds that you want to test, you need to check somewhere online or in the catalog that tells you about it, is how many days till germination, because the beans should only take about 3 days to germinate if the temperature's right. They like it pretty warm. If it's a little cooler, they'll take longer. But if you are testing something that typically takes 10 days to germinate, then you need to know that so that you aren't giving up after 5 days because none of them germinated. And all that's going to happen with these little seeds is they're going to sprout. And these are seeds that you are not going to keep and try to grow anything out of. You're just testing to see if they are viable, and you're randomly taking seeds out of the package, so you should be able to determine how many seeds are going to. So you should be able to determine the rate at which the entire package estimated should germinate. So if I have 5 seeds and one of them doesn't germinate, then that's 20% right there. So if you want to, I think it's better to do 10 seeds. I'm saying 5 to 10, but the closer to 10 that you can be, the better chance you have of truly knowing whether your seeds are viable or not. So I hope that helps you to be better prepared for your garden season this year, and to know what you're planting and know what to expect out of the seeds that you're planting. So I'll see you next year, and keep getting ready for that summer garden. We're going to do a lot of gardening this year and do a lot of canning. So thanks for joining me. Bye.